folks, here we go on another Sunday night. We're back. It's Net Talk Live. We're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about the internet and how to use it all night long. Right, Laura?
Well, 2 hours of it anyway. I hope not all night long. 2 hours of it.
For the next 2 hours now, from 10 o'clock to midnight Central Standard Time, we're going to be teaching you and answering your questions about the internet and the World Wide Web and how it works. That's kind of what we do here during the broadcast of Net Talk Live. And the numbers to know when you call in, the numbers to know. Our website is www.nettalklive.com, of course, and our email address during the show is nettalk@nettalklive.com. And, of course, there's numbers you can call on during the show and participate in the broadcast of Net Talk Live. And those numbers to know, of course, to 214-787-1570. That's 214-787-1570 or 800-583-1570. The 800 line, or for those of you that are out of the state of Texas, that's 800-583-1570 as we line up the lines to call tonight. Laura, I know you've got some cool sites for us going on
I do,
tonight.
and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you know what? I think I outdid myself. You know, every Sunday I go and I surf for some really great sites, and I've had some pretty great websites. And for people that are newbies or so-called wannabes, as one of our viewers even called, basically what we do is a lot of us go ahead and show you some of our favorite places to visit on the internet. And tonight, Jovan, I've got a couple that I really believe are going to knock your socks off. I really do. And I'll be doing one coming up in this hour and then one in the next hour.
Well, you've got some great sites. You've been doing some great sites for the last few weeks. And those of you that are joining our broadcast for the very first time, of course, tonight, Laura, is our broadcast. It's going nationwide. We've got a lot of cities joining in now that can participate during the show.
Right.
And if you're on the web and if you're following along, if you're on the internet and the World Wide Web, we urge you, go fire up your computer and keep the television tuned on and participate in the show, because it's one of the great things about the show is you can follow along on your computer and participate in what we're doing at exactly the same time that the broadcast is going on during the show.
Right.
So it's one of the ways to participate. Plus, we have some free gifts we're giving away. We've got some Pentium computers we're giving away. So check out our homepage. We're going to get started tonight, of course. Anyway, let's go to our first call. Let's go to line 1, calling from Oak Cliff. Let's go to Raina on line 1.
Hey, is it Raina?
Yes, it's Rena.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
You have a question for everybody?
Had a quick question. What is real audio and how does it work? And then I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, thanks for the question. So, big question. What exactly? You know, actually, I really don't even know this, what real audio is, Jovan.
I guess the easiest way to describe it, and we're going to go over to one of our people that answer this kind of tech questions, but real audio is kind of, should we say, the audio feed of the internet where people can listen to us all around the world on real audio. Anyway, let's go over to our webhead. Let's go over to our webhead, Mark Markham. Mark, how would we explain to our viewers what real audio is, the question we had?
Well, real audio is kind of like having a jukebox or a music box for your computer in a way over the internet. What happens is that there are places like, and you know, we do this as well, we use AudioNet technology to stream the audio signal from our show across the AudioNet, but you have to have a real audio player in order to listen to it. So what you do is you download the player from realaudio.com and you just install it on your computer, whether you use an Internet Explorer or Netscape, it doesn't matter, either one. And with that, you can hear real audio. Sometimes it's music, it may be a show, it may be a concert that's been played back, or a live television show like Net Talk Live. And that's just about all there is to it. It's real easy.
So Gadget Guy over there, Dave Matthews, who answered the Gadget questions. Gadget, isn't some of the real audio stuff now going to video and real videos coming out?
That's right. They've just upped the ante, and not only can this distribute radio through the internet connection, you don't need a special radio. You just take your computer and a sound card, dial into the internet, and by using this, what's called player, you can watch movies over it. You don't even need ISDN or a special kind of digital phone line now. You can just use a standard modem to watch movies over the internet. So it's taking it to another level.
So, see, Laura, you're not only going to get audio, but you're going to get video, too, at the same time now over the internet. You can actually, it's turning your computer eventually into a television set where you can tune into programs,
Right.
not only like ours, but all around the world. You can tune into programs right on your computer.
I mean, and also, how does that kind of coincide with this going across and making television digital? Is that the same type of thing?
That's the same thing that's going on, how television's becoming digital. Digital programming is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's delivered in a different way than it's been delivered before. It's the whole, what we call the digital revolution.
So it's going to make it all cleaner, I guess. Is
Sure.
that correct?
It's going
Not
to
only
make it,
that, you'll be able to get it when you want it, where you want it. Like our show archives, you can listen to, if you missed tonight's show, you can go back and listen to it later, or tell your friend to go watch it. So it's really neat.
Great.
Yeah, if you don't have the player, you can get it from our website by just clicking on the button that says About Net Talk on the front of our website at www.nettalklive.com. There's a link right there to Real Audio. You can get it and install it.
And just install it right on your computer.
Yeah.
And you're far away, and you can listen to these shows right over the internet and kind of have fun doing it. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line 3. Let's go to Wes in Fort Worth.
Hey, Wes. Welcome to Net Talk Live this evening.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Got a question?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
going to be going overseas. I'm going to be living in Germany for about 7 months.
Oh, wow.
And I want to find out how to get hooked up with an internet service provider overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And my second question has to do with using my modem. I have a laptop with a PCM card, and there isn't going to be any problem of just getting an adapter to plug into the telephone system.
Okay.
So questions about internet service providers overseas.
Well,
All
first,
right.
let's go to our web base, because it's a web-based question. Let's go over to Mark Markham. Mark, let's have you help them figure out where can they find an internet service provider. And for those of you that just tuned in, an internet service provider is the, should we say, the phone company for your computer that allows you to connect to the internet. That's what it is. Mark, why don't we see if we can help him find an ISP overseas? And then, Dave, I want you to answer the question about his modem, his card, since he's going to be using a laptop.
Well, you know, that's exactly what I was doing as soon as I was listening to this question. Was I decided to go in and start doing a search on some international service providers over in Europe, in the Germany area. And what you'll do is give me a few minutes. Let me go do some search here on the internet. And that's what I would do: is spend some time, go to the search engines like Yahoo or Alta Vista, and start looking for international internet service providers. And you could probably find some in the local area code where you're going to be. But give me a few minutes and I'll find you
So,
one.
Mark,
I'll find you a site.
let's try something here real quick, because some people probably haven't seen this. Mark, do you have a search engine up on your screen?
I'm pulling one up now.
Let's pull up a search engine, and what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to show you what we're talking about if you're following along on television or on the radio or the internet. A search engine is the intelligent brain, should we say, for the internet and the World Wide Web. It's what makes everything in the world, should we say, communicate around and search. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Mark's computer, and we're going to show you a search engine in process. So, Mark, do you have a search engine up on your computer yet?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Okay, well,
Computers, you know how they are sometimes. They're cantankerous. It just does not want to play right. Come
And are
on.
you there?
Here we go. We're waiting for it to.
You know, one that
come
comes up to my mind right away is Compuserve. I know Compuserve offers dial-up around the nation, and we normally don't like to go with Compuserve because we prefer a real ISP or a real internet provider. But Compuserve does offer that.
they offer international?
Yeah, they do, worldwide.
I did not know that
let me-
Compuserve
I didn't
offers
know that.
international.
Yeah.
So, Mark, is that your computer that we're at now?
No, but it's
It's mine.
somebody's.
Okay,
International
Dave.
Internet.
So let's get a look at international internet. Is that what you would type it up, Dave? What would you ask for if
That's-
you were in a search engine?
Well, that's the best thing that could come to my mind. International internet.
Okay.
And let's see what comes up. So what you're watching in progress, if you're watching television, is you are watching a search, and it's finding 19.
There
Is
we
that
go.
19 matches? Is that correct?
Yep,
that we
19
have
of
there?
19.
We
And
have
here we go.
19 matches that will look up international internet services.
And I'm going to go on the third link here, which is Internet Access Providers International. And, hey, America Online is one of them as well.
AOL.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what you're watching, folks, is this is how the internet works in progress. You're watching it work. You're watching it look up. And basically, the question is, where can, that Wes had the question, how can he get stuff internationally, do stuff internationally?
Right.
Well, the way to do that, real simple, is go to the internet,
Right.
type in international internet. Now, Dave, did you understand the question he was asking about his modem? Is his modem going to communicate overseas the same way?
Yeah, I did. Over in Europe, we do use different power cables as well as modem cables. So there's two different cables I'll want to look for. And something that comes to mind is Sharper Image and stores like that. I know Radio Shack has this as well. It's a conversion kit that'll take your existing modem and it'll convert it to the weird European standards.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Just
So-
like you have to convert your electricity,
That's
you have
right.
to go and do your own modem as
Yep.
well. How
And
fun.
In most instances, telephone is just a little bit different as well as power. And this little kit, it looks like a little zipper bag, and it's got all different adapters in it, and it'll do the trick for you.
I love that.
I didn't think about that, but I'm sure telephones are the same way overseas as what you mentioned, a blow dryer.
Well, they're
and
just
stuff like
all
that. You always
wired.
have to use that kind of
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I know. They're all wired a little
You ever
differently.
notice the prongs overseas? I mean, the prongs
Sure,
are
of
really
course,
weird. They're
of
not.
course.
They're not the same as 3 prongs or 2 prongs you have in the United States. I mean, there are some pretty weird configurations.
Oh, sure. I know, but that's just the way it is, And they did it before we did
I wonder
it.
if they'll ever standardize it.
Or should I say that? I don't know.
I don't think
anyway,
so.
know what I have to clarify here real quick? I know we have a lot of people tuning in tonight, Jovan, for the first time. And what I want to say is, my role on this show is basically I sit here and I don't really know very much about the internet, right? I've been with you guys now for over a year, and I've learned a lot. But still, what I'm trying to do is just say, hey, wait a minute, what did that word mean, or what did all those abbreviations mean? And, that's really kind of like what I do here. And all of us have our own particular roles. And by the way, y'all like my coat tonight?
Nice coat.
Huh?
Nice and shiny.
Gadget was making fun of me. He said I should be wearing a Tin Man hat this evening.
That's right.
It's her space coat.
It's my travel coat, yes, going to
Haley
space.
Bop jacket.
Oh, yeah. Well, last week I had the Haley Bop necklace on there. Anyway,
All right, I just
what
don't
else?
want you to get electrocuted here. I know we've got a lot of wires around here. And you're so electric with your personality.
Well, thank you so very much, Dave.
Anyway, I want to point people to our webpage. If you were to go to our webpage at www.nettalklive.com, I want to point you to this because we have several things going on, especially for people that are tuning in the first time. You need to know about this. There's a button on there that says Win a Free Pentium Computer. We are giving away, coming up in future broadcasts very shortly, we are giving away a Pentium computer every single broadcast for
how long?
Every single broadcast for 4 weeks. One a week for 4 weeks. We're going to have 4 winners. And each person, when you go fill out the forms and put in the information to register, you'll find there's about 10 different ways you can win. By referring people, you can win if they win.
Oh, I think that's a neat deal, Jovan.
Right, we're giving away software, we're giving away other items. Like if you refer a friend to enter in the computer contest and they win, you're actually going to win something too.
And you're going to win something big, not just like a little mouse pad.
No, it's not going to be a mouse pad. Actually, the second one is like $1,000 worth of software, and then everybody else in their line gets $250 worth of software each. So it's actually going to be pretty cool that this stuff is going on. We're going to be having a lot of fun.
And we
doing
don't just give away pencils.
No. It sounds the same. Pentiums. There's a big difference. That's the old computers of the old days was a pencil. So we're giving away big computers now.
Yeah.
But we're giving away. So in case you have not filled out that form yet and entered in the contest, you need to do it because we're getting close to the date. We're going to start giving them away. And we're going to actually call you at home if we pull your name and have you answer the phone and be on the air with us and claim your computer. Anyway, let's go to our next line. Let's go to line 4 to Ken in Dallas.
Ken, hey, welcome to the show. You're on Net Talk Live this evening. Hey, Ken, are you there?
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Hey, I just needed to ask a question. I just got a computer over the weekend, and my wife wants to find out about the internet. How to get started.
Sure.
And we don't have a clue.
That's great. You're in the perfect place. Okay, guys.
Ken, the best thing about you not having a clue about the internet and what you need to do is you just did it, my friend,
Absolutely.
by tuning in.
Well, he bought the
Am I
computer.
Right? He bought the computer. That's all you need.
That's right.
Okay. And as long as you have a computer that has a modem on it, which means you can talk to a phone line, as long as you have a computer that has a modem, okay, then you can get on the internet and participate and have fun. And of course, one of the best ways to do it is just, find other people on the net, tune into a program like this and learn about the internet, watch, listen to the terminology. In a lot of places, Laura, you can go into a computer store now, and a lot of them, or even these cafes, now have internet cafes. So you can sit down and have a dinner or have a cup of coffee, and you can actually surf along as you learn the net.
How to get on the internet. Now, for step number 1, you got to make sure he has a modem, correct?
Got to have a computer, got to have a modem.
Step number 2, he's got to get on the internet, and how's he going to do that?
Best way to do that is just to check with a friend in your area. Is really one of the best ways to do it. Just check with a friend in your area that's on the net and ask them about who they're using or what they're doing, and kind of see if you can get a referral.
An internet service provider.
And what you're looking for?
An ISP.
ISP is an internet service provider, and that's really all you need to get on the internet. So let's go to our next call for the night. Let's go to Gary on line 1 in Dallas.
Hi, Gary. Welcome to Net Talk Live.
Hi.
Hey.
I actually got a couple of questions.
Okay.
My first question is that a few weeks back or so, y'all had a show on Internet Explorer. And talking about how nifty all the stuff that it did. But doesn't it have security problems when it does some of the downloading?
Okay.
My second question
Well, Gary, let's take them one at a time, okay? First off, do you use Internet Explorer?
Some, actually. I've had some problems with it, but I've used it, yeah.
So, and you are under the impression there's a problem when you download?
Is there not a problem with some of the things that y'all were demonstrating about the upgrading some of the plug-ins and that sort of thing, that there are security problems?
Let's go over to Mark. Mark, let's you're the web guy, And you know this IE hands out. How would you answer, I guess, Ken's question there? Because I actually think he has some misinformation on what the security problem was or how or is there.
You know, the net is a wonderful thing, and it can be full of misinformation, but thank gosh, there's a great place to go to get the right information. The truth is that with the Internet Explorer, there was a security thing that was found. What it was some kids in one of the colleges in the country, I think it was at Princeton, they found out that if you went to this website and clicked on a link where somebody intentionally, as a webmaster, intentionally set it up to cause some damage to your computer, then yes, that could happen. Now, the funny thing is, and this is the important part, is that within 24 hours, a fix was up and issued, and everybody that uses Internet Explorer was available to get the fix right away, and they were done. The truth is, with any software on the Internet, there are going to be loopholes, there are going to be bugs and fixes that have to take place. It's a natural part of the ebb and flow of the Internet, along with the software. That's what the World Wide Web is about the software. To give you, for instance, on our website at nettalklive.com, just yesterday, I recompiled the new version of the Internet Explorer that we have, the NetTalk Live Internet Explorer version, to now 3.12. That means we've revised it to include all the new security updates, some of the new enhancement features, and so forth. If you haven't got it, go to our website. You can download it from our website by clicking on any of the animated logos. And as to date, all of the enhancements and security stuff is fixed. It's all, I mean, it's just part of what goes on. But no, it's not there to have just huge security holes and people are going to come sneaking in your computer and blow up your hard drive. That's just not what happens.
So, Mark, could you repeat that for me, please?
Well, I kept having this popping going in my headsets. No. It's kind of it's a difficult question. With Laura sitting there, it's so important to let you know that it's just not that simple.
Well, you're right. You're correct, and you were extremely thorough, and thank you so much. No, Mark, that was an excellent answer.
Thank you.
Seriously, though, Giovanni, I mean, people did get misinformation
That just goes to prove
know?
misinformation that, you know, we were talking the other days to one of the large companies, American Airlines or something like that, and there's a lot of questions about misinformation on the net and can you get a virus in email, and can you get a virus go into a website, and there's a lot of just misinformation going around on the internet. A lot of it's just not true. That's just not the way it happens. That's not the way it goes.
I mean, you know, we can even clarify that later in the show, what you just mentioned, virus and email. What the heck does that mean? You know,
right.
I mean, I've even learned that recently from you guys, so it's pretty neat.
So you cannot get a virus, and we'll just discuss that later.
Let's discuss it later.
We'll find it up later and different stuff like that.
I'll bring it up.
Okay.
What was the second question?
Are you okay? You look great tonight, by the way.
You like
really
that color?
do.
It's since last week I wore that
I called
melon.
it melon
shirt. This is my near melon shirt.
I think that's. I don't know. I'll name it before the next.
Yeah, we'll have to name it
segment.
since the last
I'm into
one was
naming
melon.
colors these days, guys.
Anyway, folks, stay tuned in. Call a friend. Go to our website and make sure you're entered for the Pentium giveaway that we're giving away. Okay? But go call a friend. Tell them to tune in. We're going to be right back after this very, very brief message.
Fort Worth? Wide open spaces.
Peace and quiet.
You said it.
It has a certain air of sophistication.
Think you know Fort Worth? Think again. Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival, April 10th through 13th. See you on the bricks.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. You're picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
If you have this on your current web browser, and if you want to fully experience all the internet has to offer,
and have the full power of sound, motion, and color of the World Wide Web,
then there is only one thing you should do. This.
Microsoft's Internet Explorer makes surfing the net, news groups, and email fun and easy.
Even for us newbies.
Internet Explorer has all the cool tools and features, and best of all,
it's absolutely free.
Get smart. Download Internet Explorer now.
On the next heat of the night,
Chief and her used to be cozy.
Stella Stevens guest stars.
When you think of me, what comes to your mind?
A woman much admired.
But she also has enemies.
There are people that want to kill your mother.
And when she's murdered,
I can't believe this.
the chief is left with a surprise.
I am the father of that girl.
In the heat of the night.
Monday at 4 on Hot TV 27.
We could brag about having Dallas's first helicopter power cam or having the most experienced helicopter news team. But when it comes to the Sky 4 power cam, pictures speak louder than words.
This is Scott Wallace reporting live from Sky 4. Texas DPS coming out with guns drawn. That's a live picture from Sky 4.
Don't you agree?
It's turned over and the truck just crashed.
When news breaks, nobody gets you closer than the Sky 4 power cam. Nobody.
Well, here we are back, folks. Net Talk Live segment 2 here. And I know, Laura, you've got a website that you're going to cover in this segment and stuff?
I do. I get to cover it in this segment.
Yeah, you got a website
Hooray.
and stuff?
Yes, I do.
Well, tell us what this website is.
Okay, great. With Peter Gabriel in the background, my favorite musician of all time. And guys, back there, what we're going to do is we're going to cover one of my websites, and I guess I'll go ahead and talk right here. Yep, right here. Basically, what you want to do is you want to go to our website, www.nettalklive.com, and you go down to Hot Sites, and you click on that little flame there, and you'll see under Laura's favorites, you'll find there.
Now you link your websites up every week, right? So if you go to you link your websites every single week, right?
Absolutely.
And the way you find this, if you go to our main page at nettalklive.com, do they just look what Laura's picks or Laura's hot sites or what?
Well, what you do is you go on those little flames that says hot sites, and you click on there, and it says Laura's favorites or Laura's picks, one of the two. I don't remember what it says. And I have two this week. One is called Inside the Movies. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to that one right now. And since I can't see my monitor over here, we can go there. There we go. I'm going to turn over here and take a glance here. Guys, I have found this is a wonderful site. Absolutely outstanding, especially for exploring movies. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through 3 phases here, Javon. I'm going to show you this. Watch this. What we're going to do is we're going to go in and check on movie anatomy. So let's click on that right there.
Movie anatomy.
Movie anatomy. I love the names on this. Movie anatomy. We are going to go in, and what we're going to do is right there, Jeff, if you want to go ahead and enter Blade Runner. 2 separate words, Blade, B-L-A-D-E, Runner.
So this is like a search engine.
And I want to have an anatomy of Blade Runner. I want to know exactly where it fell. So let's do go. We're going to go right there, and it's assessing in 14 different elements here, Javon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how this movie rates. Now look at this. This is one of my favorite movies.
Am I correct here in saying, just like we showed a search engine just a minute ago, that this is a search engine for content on websites, correct?
I don't know. All I know is this is a great movie site, and I don't know.
So you type in any name of any movie, right? There's no restrictions.
Any movie, right.
And it searches for that movie.
Right.
And then it finds it in the site, right?
Absolutely. Any movie. And
so it doesn't have to be current.
It doesn't have, look, this is 1982, Javon. Look at this. And so, look, it rates all these. Cinematography is a 10, special effects, soundtrack is a 9. I mean, this is a hot movie. I love it. Of course, family appeal was not high on the list, but really it was a cool movie, and for movie buffs all around, especially for sci-fi, that's great. Now, guys, I want to go over here to the left and click on Movie Thesaurus now. Now, watch this. I love that word, thesaurus. Now, we're going to punch in Blade Runner again there, guys. Blade Runner again. And press go. And what I'm going to find out here, Javon, is I'm going to find out movies that are like Blade Runner. Okay, you know how it is, you go to the movie store, the video store, and you kind of go, what do I need to rent if I really want that feel? Now, guys, can we scroll down a few of those movies there? There's Total Recall. There's, which I love, Total Recall. Dune. I have not seen this one right here, THX 1138.
And but it has Donald Robert Duvall.
Oh, yeah, and I want to rent that one for
Wow.
sure. But look at all these. Now, we're going to do one more thing with the site. Go back up there where those little icons are. We're going to go to New Movies, Javon. We're going to click on that second one, and this is the best part. New Movies, it'll show me, look at that. It rates all the movies are brand new. It gives them the critics level, and it kind of gives an assessment, and it's right there at your fingertips, so you don't have to dig through the newspaper, and you don't have to go in. And you know, I may not like the movie critic here. You know, I might not like their assessment in our local newspaper. But here, you know, you might get a little different opinion as to what's going on. So that is my favorite, my number one first favorite site this week. And I got to tell you, don't you think it was a gem and it blew your socks off?
That is an incredible.
What do you think, guys?
I don't think I've ever seen a movie site with that much content. And Mark, what do you think about that site?
Man, that was so cool.
Thank you.
I put that up earlier, and I just kind of glanced through it when I was checking it out, and I didn't even stop to look at it. I was watching you do your segment. That is a cool website.
Yeah, it is really great, and I love all the layers to it, Javon, and it's very easy. It loads very, very quickly, and I just, you know, it wasn't one of those frustrating sites. Sometimes you go there and it looks neat and cool, but, you know, you sit there and it takes forever. This was a great site to visit. So, again, in order to go there, you go to our web page, and you go under Hot Sites and click on there and find my sites, my Laura's Picks, and that's called Inside the Movies.
That's very good. So, Dave, on the scale of techno whiz bang, what do you think about that site as the techno guy?
That's almost a 10 on a whiz bang scale. Let me tell you why. There's things on the internet called intelligent agents, and these agents, AT&T talks about them on their Far Out Awesome commercials, that an agent takes characteristics that you have, and it goes and finds new information for you that you're interested in. And there's agents on the web for music. You can enter these totally obscure names of bands that you might be into, and it'll find 20 other bands that are the same way.
Oh, so this has this not only for movies, but...
Well, not Laura's site, but Laura's site had this with this intelligent agents in it. So she typed in her Blade Runner movie, and it showed her example of other movies she should watch. So
which I like that very much.
I love that. Yes.
That's actually.
I don't have to work so hard at the video store.
I wonder if there's an intelligent agent site for like sporting events or sports teams or celebrities or different
stuff. We should have Pete, our
we're going to have to check into that.
Our man on the phone in there to find one for racing too.
I like that. That would be good. That would be good. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line 1. Let's go to Jennifer in Los Angeles.
Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the show. You are on Net Talk Live tonight.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Thanks for calling.
I was just wondering if it is necessary for me to have a separate phone line installed in my home in order to allow my computer to access the internet.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people that are new to the net have that same question that Jennifer has. Let's go over to our gadget guy, Dave Matthews, since he deals with the phone lines and stuff. Dave, is it necessary to have a separate phone line for your computer?
Absolutely.
Or is that strictly an option?
Absolutely not. It is totally an option. If you stay online for any number of hours, you might want to get a second line just so you can get voice calls. But you can disable call waiting so people will get a busy signal when you're online, or you can have your call waiting beep knock your modem offline. So those are two other options to keep one line
disable it by
to surf the net. It's different in every city. Look in the front pages of your phone book.
Okay.
It'll tell you how to disable call waiting. It's usually a number right in front of your internet provider number.
There you go, folks. Use that phone line. Call a friend. We'll be right back after this very, very brief message.
Now is your chance to cheer on the Dallas Cowboys. Join the fun and excitement as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. America's sweethearts entertain U.S. troops overseas, appear on national television, and travel to exotic locations for photo shoots.
Good girl, a couple of them.
You'll build friendships to last a lifetime while cheering on the boys to a winning season. Auditions are April 19th. Call 556-9932 for more information on how to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. You're picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
Nick and Joanna moved from the Midwest to L.A., but what they found
I'd be happy to show you a few things.
What exactly could you show me? Was a whole new world.
I spent $70 on trashy lingerie. We're in California. We should do as the natives do.
Pacific Palisades premieres Wednesday at 9, 8 Central.
Can Baby Digby have some of this tomorrow nighty night?
When it's time for baby to sleep, we don't give him a bottle of milk, formula, or any juices. Sweet liquids can stay in baby's mouth and cause baby bottle tooth decay. Between feedings, at naps and bedtime, if needed, we only give baby a bottle of plain water.
Only water.
No baby bottle tooth decay for you. Healthy teeth and a beautiful smile.
He's so cute.
I've made a lot of dumb mistakes with alcohol and drugs. I lost my wife, my job, my house. I was so far down I thought I'd never get up again. But here they say that with God, there's always hope, that nothing's lost that can't be found. And the longest road you travel is the one that leads back home.
Your donated items provide rehabilitation, training, and another chance to thousands of men who want to change their lives. You're not just making a donation, you're making a difference.
Not know it. Don't be blind to diabetes. Don't be blind.
Live from Dallas, Texas, broadcast worldwide, it's the world's first interactive triple cast. Watch on Hot TV KDFI Channel 27, the live broadcast from the studios of 570 KLIF Radio, and sent worldwide via AudioNet. It's Net Talk Live with your co-host, Laura Lewis. Gadget Guy, Dave Matthews. Webhead, Mark Markham. And your tour guide to the internet and host of Net Talk, Jovan. Net Talk Live is brought to you by Microsoft, developers of the world's leading computer software, including the internet's smartest web browser, Internet Explorer. Get smart. Download your free copy of Internet Explorer now. Communication Expo, your one-stop low-price communication superstore. Communication Expo, the first 20,000 square foot communication superstore. Visit us in North Dallas at Beltline and the Toll Road. Sponsored in part by cityview.com, your local information and entertainment source. Visit us on the World Wide Web at cityview.com. Follow along with the broadcast of Net Talk Live by going to our homepage at www.nettalklive.com. To send email during the show, address it to nettalk@nettalklive.com. So boot up your computer, grab your mouse, and join in the fun, learning about the internet and the World Wide Web.
There's Chat Chick.
Who?
Chat Chick.
Chat Chick.
Chat Chick, said by a true Texan, right?
Is that who I'm chatting with? That's Chat Chick.
If people don't realize, people are actually talking to each other, like in one big humongous room on the internet. It's called, IRC, Internet Relay Chat, correct? Did I learn something this past year?
Yeah.
Yes?
IRC, Internet Relay Chat. That's where people can talk back and forth into a computer, back and forth. And maybe one of our guys will be insightful enough to have it up on a computer and we'll show it. But basically the way it works is people can talk back and forth through computers, kind of like what we call the old CB days when people say hi. Well, that's kind of what chat looks like if you're watching TV.
But it's real time.
It's real time where people type back and forth and say hey and all that other great stuff and talk back and forth.
That was chat, by the way.
Over the computers. So if our broadcast is kind of unique because you can send us email to the show and you can call into the show and of course you can watch on television, then you can listen on the radio and you can listen over the internet and stuff, and you can chat. That's one of the features is you can chat, and it was Kim that we showed coming in. That's the Chat Chick. That's who you're chatting with if you log on. When you see Chat Chick, that's her. She's sitting right here, gives us information, tells us hi, kind of tells us who's there, and it's your direct pipeline communication.
Well, you know, Giovanni, I mean, more and more TV shows these days are getting more interactive, correct? I mean, you know, you'll hear even radio now. Email us, you know, even email a DJ or instead of just faxing. Remember, even just a year ago, people were just using fax numbers.
You know, isn't that funny?
Which is still fine, right, Jovan?
I was thinking let me try to think when I was thinking. I was probably thinking 3 years ago. Actually more than that, about 4.5, 5 years ago. I was thinking, man, where would we be without fax machines? Because I can send this letter or look at a contract or something and send it out. And I thought, wow, fax machines are absolutely fantastic. Now when you realize in the internet that not only can you send documents, but you can send sound, and you can send photos, and you can send information.
Can I send the whole book over the internet?
Of course you could.
I can?
Of course you could. If you had it in its digital form, meaning a disk that contains the information compressed down.
Okay,
you could send
smushed down real small.
Right. You could send
Sorry.
You could send information over the internet to anyone you wanted.
Okay.
You really could. And
do I have to warn somebody I'm going to send them a book, or am I going to like blow up their computer or something?
you're not going to blow up their computer, but you're liable to tick them off real bad because it's going to.
Right, I mean, ask our technical guys. I mean, Mark, what if I sent you a book I didn't tell you? Would you already know how to recognize it?
If you sent it in my email, I would never get it because I'd have it blown out.
Really?
I wouldn't download it.
Oh, and so you can tell how big it is.
It's too big, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you do with it?
I would
if you really wanted it and you said, what in the heck did Laura send me?
I would ask you to put it up on an FTP server so I could FTP it to my
I don't
computer.
understand that. I don't
Yes,
understand what you just said.
do.
I don't understand that one.
FTP, File Transfer Protocol.
I know that, but
what I would ask you to do is to start up a FTP, a file transfer program or server, or give it to somebody who can, so I can go to it and get it. Rather than you send it to me,
okay.
It just means I want to go to it and get it.
So you have control.
Yeah, it's a guy thing. It's a computer geek guy thing.
Is that true, Jovan?
If you sent me a book,
yes,
I would never download it because it'd be just too big. It'd be too hard to do.
I could also send you a virus, couldn't I, in my book?
Maybe.
Yeah, and let's get everybody started off right. Don't download it, throw it away. Let's give you viruses over the net.
I'm just kidding. Okay, all right.
Back at Gadget Labs, we're working on sending smells over the internet.
You're sending what?
Smells.
We want to send smells.
Oh,
over the
boy. What do you think? Okay, where are we? We're doing a show here. We're national
Is that like a
for
surf
the
and
first time.
sniff?
Surf and sniff. Very good. I like that.
That's actually pretty good. Surf and
pretty good for me.
Sniff. I like that. Anyway, let's go to our 800 line. It's David joining us from, let's see, must be from Webb in Jackson, and that's from WEBU tuning in. Is that Mississippi?
That's right.
Jackson, Mississippi.
No, Webb, Mississippi.
Webb, Mississippi.
Webb, Mississippi. And his name's David?
His name is David.
Hey, David. How you doing?
Oh, how y'all doing tonight?
Well, great. I love Mississippi.
You know, I have folks in Mississippi, and I have folks in Arkansas and Tennessee.
Well, we're enjoying the broadcast tonight. First time we're watching on America One Network here on a local low-power TV station, and really enjoying it.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How can we help you out tonight?
Well, we had heard y'all before. In fact, last week, listened a little bit on the Internet and tried to get it tonight, and it's real garbled. And I just wondered if that's something you're aware of, if that happens very often.
On AudioNet.
On AudioNet, right.
Okay.
Well, one of the things about the Internet that's kind of unique to the Internet is all of the technologies are just now getting started and getting going on. And what most people don't understand, like here you're sitting in Mississippi, and you're watching a television show originating out of Dallas. From TV to TV, from my mic to your TV is absolutely, it goes basically real time. But audio over AudioNet has a delay to it. And sometimes that delay can be 8 seconds, 13 seconds, or 15 seconds. Sometimes can cause a garble. Now, some of the garbles can be caused by different technical things, but sometimes you can get a garble coming in. Dave, why is that over AudioNet? I mean, there's certain hardware things that go on that actually send a garbled
hardware
message.
Means like what? The computer parts?
The computer, the sound card, the speakers, whatever. What could be happening if you were trying to listen to something over the internet and couldn't? What would you check for to make it correct?
First thing I check is the connection that you dialed into. Make sure that your modem speed is, if you have a 28.8, make sure it's at least 24,000 baud, because that link alone could be your limiting factor. Another thing, going between Dallas and Mississippi are a lot of what's called routers, and these routers are the traffic cops that let packets or your data through. And if the routers get full, because a lot of people are listening, they're not able to hand off the data fast enough to let the real audio play. So it could be any one of those traffic cops between here and there, or the telephone line at your house. So it's a shot in the dark. But
so one of the good ways to do it is just to try to reconnect to see if you can get a more clear connection to take care of this stuff, Laura.
Yes.
And then, of course, Mark, I know there's different versions of Real Audio, right, Mark? That there's one that was made for the old 14.4s and then 28.8, and now there's even a newer version is to make sure that their version of the software is up to speed. Is that right, Mark?
Well, it's not even exactly like that. The Real Audio 2.0 was when they really got it firmed up and the program was running really nice. But what you did was when you downloaded it from Real Audio, you told them what kind of connection you had, whether it was 14.4 or 28.8, or if you had a ISDN connection. Now, the same thing came with 3.0, which is the release version now. Here comes that word again, Laura. Right now we're in beta for version, I believe it's for beta for version 4 that's coming out. That's got a lot of some of the advanced video and advanced ISDN only type of audio stuff, which is CD quality. Oh, it is too nice.
So, Mark, just for people out there getting new to the net, because you hear this term beta, really what does beta mean in a program?
It just means that it's in testing. Please do not expect it to work perfectly, because it won't, but let us know if you run into a problem so we can continue getting it ready to come out for real.
And a beta version is basically a secondary version, correct? Okay.
Exactly.
Alpha, beta.
That's alpha, beta.
Right.
So anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line 4. Let's go to Trish.
Trish, hey, how you doing?
Great. How are y'all doing?
Great, you're on Net Talk Live.
Yay. I watch y'all every Sunday night.
Oh, great.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, it helps, actually.
Oh, good.
So, but we're having a problem with some of our chat lines. And when we're talking on them, sometimes a little box comes up that says downloading information. And I'm wondering if that's saving to my hard drive, because I just always shut it all down and start back over, because I'm worried that it's going to be downloading all that information and saving into my computer.
Okay, let me see if we have this right. There's what's going on for people that are following along. You're in chat, talking back and forth into chat. And all of a sudden a square box, an information box comes up on your screen, right? And it's saying it's downloading something.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't know whether you should do that or not do it. You don't really do it, so you kind of just shut off and come back on, right? Is that what's going on?
Right.
To be continued.
So when we come back, here's what we're going to do. We're going to explain what's going on with Trish in chat. She's getting a little box sent to her. Is it good? Is it bad? Should she download it? Should she keep it? Should she say yes? Should she say no? You hang on, and we'll tell you what Trish should do when we come back right after this very, very brief message.
Hey Netheads, Luis the Mac Man here, and it's time for another Net Talk Live Mac Users Treasure Hunt. Here's what you can win: a copy of CE Software Quickies, a copy of QuickMail Pro, and a copy of Web Arranger. Here's what you need to do. Somewhere in our site, find the answer to the following question. What was Steve Jobs' original preferred name for the Macintosh? With the first or second email to max@nettalklive.com, and you can win a copy of this great package. Good luck.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. You're picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
I used to use Netscape. I now use Microsoft Internet Explorer.
I used to use Netscape, and I now use Microsoft Internet Explorer.
I switched to Internet Explorer because we put it to the test, and Internet Explorer is the better browser.
I switched to Internet Explorer because it's easier to use, has everything the other browser has, and it's free.
Absolutely free.
Isn't it time you switched?
It's easy.
Just go to this website
and click on this logo, and your computer does the rest.
Get smart. Get Internet Explorer.
Download it now. It's free.
Fort Worth, wide open spaces.
Peace and quiet.
You said it.
It has a certain air of sophistication.
Think you know Fort Worth? Think again.
Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival, April 10th through 13th. See you on the bricks.
Interested in children's programming? You may review our Fox 4 children's programming file weekdays from 9 to 5 here at our studios.
Now is your chance to cheer on the Dallas Cowboys. Join the fun and excitement as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. America's sweethearts entertain U.S. troops overseas, appear on national television, and travel to exotic locations for photo shoots.
Good girl, a couple of them.
You'll build friendships to last a lifetime while cheering on the boys to a winning season. Auditions are April 19th. Call 556-9932 for more information on how to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Nick and Joanna moved from the Midwest to L.A., but what they found
I'd be happy to show you a few things.
What exactly could you show me?
was a whole new world.
I spent $70 on trashy lingerie. We're in California. We should do as the natives do.
Pacific Palisades premieres Wednesday at 9, 8 Central.
I can actually play this one.
I know you can play them. You wish you had some digital drums over there, right?
I need digital drum.
Weren't you saying the other day that you could actually have drumsticks that you can just play in the air now?
Yeah, there's like electronic drumsticks.
Digital?
Yeah, there's electronic drumsticks.
Yeah.
That you can play now. Okay, and they have little buttons on the side. And instead of having all these pads,
so they're not digital. They just sort of.
They're digital.
They are computer?
Digital means they're computerized.
Okay.
And basically what you is you have a computerized stick that sends out sound. And if you can imagine what, I guess what a flute looks like, it's got buttons on the side and stuff. When you push the various buttons on the stick is the correlating drum that you would be playing to get that sound. Isn't that pretty awesome?
Yeah, I like to have that on my steering wheel when I drive and have an external speaker.
Wouldn't
click.
Wouldn't just a machine gun sound be good? I think a machine gun sound would be good.
I don't know. Put some digital voice in there or something.
Anyway, folks, you can send us email at nettalklive at nettalk@nettalklive.com. You can follow along with the broadcast at our webpage. You can call in at 214-787-1570 or 800-583-1570. That's the number reserved for the people calling in from out of the state of Texas. 800-583-1570 or 214-787-1570. And I want to let you know we'll apologize for the lines being busy. That's the way it goes. It happens because they get busy with all the volume of people calling in. But just stay at it and we'll get you through and put you up on the air. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line 1, Craig in Fort Worth.
Hi, Craig in Fort Worth. How are you doing? Got a question for the guys here?
Yeah, I do. I got a question about Microsoft Net Meeting, and if that program, I've heard a lot about it, if it's the best one to talk over the internet, and if it'll work on AOL and things like who does who would the server name be, and
Okay.
So I'm trying to see. I don't know. I don't understand the question.
That meaning it's a piece of isn't it a piece of teleconferencing type software?
Basically, is the way to describe it. And say that question for me again, so I understand exactly what you're asking. Is it the best one to talk over the net? Is that what you're asking?
Is it the best one to talk over the net? Will it work with like America Online? And who does the server have to be for each of these programs, or are they all going to be different?
I think actually let's go over our web head Mark Markham because he extensively uses Net Meeting. Mark, for our people that are just tuning in for the first time, explain please what Net Meeting is for me.
Yeah, Net Meeting is is a conferencing software we can use to have an audio conference, just like having a telephone call, making free long-distance phone calls on the internet. One of the reasons that I like Net Meeting is it comes with the Intel line monitor, where it actually monitors the connection. Now, the thing you asked about the servers is real important. In the beginning, when you first set up Net Meeting, you have to go to like what they call a ULS server, and you get kind of logged in. Everybody can see who you are. But once you get the hang of how Net Meeting or any of the telephony type of software works, whether it's Digiphone or
telephony.
Telephony.
Yeah.
Telephony.
Once you get the hang of how any of those phone programs work, you realize and you'll learn that those are point-to-point programs. In other words, we don't have to go through a server. I could sit right here right now and start Net Meeting and point it over to Dave, our gadget guy's machine, or his IP address or his email address, and it could ring him up, and we could sit here and talk without going through a server. So no, that's not necessary. There are a bunch of what they call like a public server where people can go and meet other people, and they share bios and get to know folks and test out your audio
equipment. He said something about America Online too. Did you address that?
We just last week or so so, we got a lot of questions about AOL. And we set up a machine at the shop, and we are going to start logging in and find out a lot of these answers to AOL, because with their new versions and stuff, I just don't know. I don't know whether you can use Net Meeting with them or not, or if they have their own specific kind. I'm not real sure how to do that.
But as long as you're getting a direct connection to the internet, and you have a connection to the internet, and I would say if you're using especially the Internet Explorer browser, if you get it, you can get it from our webpage. But you should check out our webpage at nettalklive.com, because we have our logo on it, Laura, that NTL logo. If you click on it, not only can you get an updated browser, but people can get Net Meeting. It's absolutely free. And in Net Meeting, you can make phone calls, you can chat back and forth, you can share documents back and forth. Remember, you even looked at some puppies long distance over the net. Remember that?
That's right.
Where you looked through a camera and we're looking at some puppies.
Right.
That's Net Meeting.
Okay.
You can do all of it. You can look at photographs, you can look at images, you can talk back and forth.
Too, right? Okay.
Right. And you can do it all through Net Meeting. And if you just go to our webpage at nettalklive.com, you can actually do that. So, Mark, real quick, let's explain what was going on in chat for Trish. What was the window she was getting?
Well, she was getting either like a query for a conversation or a DCC chat, or somebody was trying to send her a file. I couldn't really get clear from her what she wanted from it.
She wanted to know where the window was coming up. Should she accept it or not, and what does it mean?
One, if I do not know the person that's sending it to me, I have but one answer.
Forget it.
No way, not happening, not in a light year. You just don't.
But it's not downloading anything to her computer or anything like that. It's just making a request.
Right, not unless she accepts it. If you accept it, then it begins going into your cache or into the directory where you have it set in your preferences to store it. But if you don't know them, don't take it.
Just do know, and that's the easiest way to do it.
That's right.
And if you want to take risks like that, you can screen them as they come through. Is that possible? We'll talk about that later. I want to talk about viruses tonight, I guess. I don't know.
You're a buggy mood tonight.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you can actually kind of set it up on your computer where it will not take that type of information. And you're not necessarily getting something bad when somebody asks that. It's more of a private request and stuff. Anyway, go call a friend. Tell them to tune in. We've got some great stuff coming up. And we're going to tell you about the Pentium computers we're giving away. We'll be right back right after this.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I thought my life was ending. Then I called Hope Cottage. They were so supportive. They wanted me to be sure that I really wanted to release my baby, and there were no papers to sign until after she was born. Hope Cottage even let me help pick the family who adopted her. It's been a year now, and I feel like I made one of the best decisions of my life.
Not know it. Don't be blind to diabetes. Don't be blind.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. You're picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
Want health tips right now? Call the Hot TV 27 hotline at 299-3694. Want information on nutrition or weight loss? Need answers about plastic surgery? Want to know more about sports medicine? Or do you worry about your heart? Call the Hot TV 27 hotline at 299-3694. The information you need when you want it.
When it comes to the Sky 4 Power Cam, Pictures speak louder than words.
This is Scott Wallace reporting live from Sky 4. Texas DPS coming out with guns drawn.
Don't you agree?
That's a live picture from Sky 4.
When news breaks, nobody gets you closer than the Sky 4 Power Cam. Nobody.
Now there's a little Texas homebrew for you, a little Stevie Ray Vaughan, deep in the heart of Texas, right here. From Dallas area, as a matter of fact. Oak Cliff, isn't that right, Laura? Oak Cliff, Stevie Ray from
I believe so.
That's exactly right.
Oak Cliff, Texas. So we're sending out a little bit of Stevie Ray out there across the nation as we do this here tonight. Of course, you're tuning in to Net Talk Live. We're coming up, and this is a real short segment that we have, the shortest segment in the show. Anyway, I know Dave, our gadget guy, normally has a how-to for us. Do you have a how-to for us this segment tonight, Dave?
Jovan, how could I let you down?
What do you got for us tonight?
One thing that's neat is my parents are finally able to watch me live, and I no longer have to send them tapes anymore. So, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Say hi. There you go. Hi, Mom.
I kind of do that. I love this nationwide broadcast thing. Let me pull up my little tip of the day. I'm going to talk about something called Power Toys. And Power Toys were released for Microsoft Windows, about 3 months after, or no, maybe a year after Microsoft released Windows 95. And let me scroll to the top here. From the Net Talk Live website, you can click on hot links, just like Laura. I have mine listed too. And go to my link that talks about Power Toys. Now, Power Toys take a lot of things that people are annoyed with in Microsoft Windows, whether it's icons on your desktop or ways that little tweaks, things you can do to make Microsoft Windows work a little bit better. Go to the Net Talk Live website, jump over to the Microsoft site, and download this, what's called the Power Toys set. This is a 200K file, so it's a pretty small file to download. And if you have Windows 95, you can install all these neat little gadgety tricks and tweaks to Windows operating system.
So basically what it does is make your Windows perform better and operate cleaner? Is that how it works, Dave?
Well, it lets you do enhanced features, remove icons from the desktop, speed up some caching, tweak the way that the look and feel, what's called the GUI-ness between the way you talk to the computer and the computer talks back to you. So it's a neat, toy gadgety, and I just had to show
and
it.
This is what somebody who's been surfing a while would truly appreciate,
right.
because I would not know the difference.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess it's,
I know the difference maybe after a year.
Yeah,
now.
you would. Well, that's right. It's just the little things that annoy you in Windows. This fixes them for you.
So this is just a way to kind of clean it up, make it go faster. And I guess you would only learn these and prove these out by just being on the net and doing it. And
That's
actually,
right.
this shortcut will save you some of the, should we say, heartache of trying to figure it out on your own.
That's right. And a lot of these things are pretty complex, and I could talk about them in detail, but this does it for you. So this solves a lot of the problems.
So it's a kind of a one-stop shop for finding all the shortcuts and stuff that you may need to do it.
It's just going to be faster and cleaner and nicer and less imposing or something.
Now, I know you got a cool website coming up in the next segment. You're going to
next segment.
Come on, what do you got to tell us a little bit about
Well, we're doing the Shape Up for Summer thing right now, and I know you guys are doing a great job of doing it, so I'm trying. And the site is relevant to health and wellness, and because that's my background, clinical nutrition, science minors, and got to throw that in there, got to try to influence things here. You're going to love the site, though, Jovan.
So this is a pretty power health and fitness
You'll like
site.
this one, too. I'll knock your socks off
Well,
again.
you've been doing it week after week after week. You've been coming out with some
Yeah,
pretty
but I only had two. See,
So-
I couldn't outdo myself on the two.
So what are you going to do when you start getting all these fantastic sites and stuff, Laura? You're going to have to keep on topping this and topping this and topping this. You're going to have to stay on top of
It's
this.
okay. I have my viewers that help me and send me email of all cool sites. See, I'm
That's
getting
one way to
help.
do it. Okay, folks, stay tuned in. Call a friend. We're headed into the second hour. The second hour of Net Talk Live. Give us a call. Call a friend. Tell them to tune in. Hey, start your VCR if you haven't and tape the show. It's a good way to learn. We're going to tell you more about the Pentium computers we're giving away. We'll be right back after this very, very brief message.
Fort Worth? Wide open spaces.
Peace and quiet.
You said it.
It has a certain air of sophistication.
Think you know Fort Worth? Think again. Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival, April 10th through 13th. See you on the bricks.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody. We could brag about having Dallas's first helicopter power cam or having the most experienced helicopter news team. But when it comes to the Sky 4 power cam, pictures speak louder than words.
This is Scott Wallace reporting live from Sky 4. Texas DPS coming out with guns drawn. That's a live picture from Sky 4.
Don't you agree?
It's turned over and the truck just crashed.
When news breaks, nobody gets you closer than the Sky 4 power cam. Nobody.
I don't want to stay on the street, but we don't have anywhere to stay. I was scared. I like Family Gateway. They take care of me and my family. They had my dad go to a class just like me. Family Gateway taught him stuff to help him find a good job. My dad says we're not homeless anymore. Thank you, Family Gateway. My dad has a job, and you helped my family find a better life.
What's hot tomorrow? Hot TV. On Hot TV 27. Tomorrow night at 7 on Poltergeist: The Legacy. An ancient evil force is unleashed upon mankind, and only a secret group called The Legacy can fight it. Don't turn out the lights. Tomorrow night at 7, watch Poltergeist: The Legacy. If it's hot, you've got to watch. Hot TV 27, tomorrow night.
From Dallas, Texas, broadcast worldwide. It's the world's first interactive triple cast. Watch on Hot TV KDFI Channel 27, the live broadcast from the studios of 570 KLIF Radio, and sent worldwide via AudioNet. It's Net Talk Live with your co-host, Laura Lewis. Gadget Guy, Dave Matthews, Webhead, Mark Markham, and your tour guide to the internet and host of Net Talk, Jovan. Net Talk Live is brought to you by Microsoft, developers of the world's leading computer software, including the internet's smartest web browser, Internet Explorer. Get smart. Download your free copy of Internet Explorer now. Communication Expo, your one-stop low-price communication superstore. Communication Expo, the first 20,000 square foot communication superstore. Visit us in North Dallas at Beltline and the Toll Road. Sponsored in part by cityview.com, your local information and entertainment source. Visit us on the World Wide Web at cityview.com. Follow along with the broadcast of Net Talk Live by going to our homepage at www.nettalklive.com. To send email during the show, address it to nettalk@nettalklive.com. So boot up your computer, grab your mouse, and join in the fun, learning about the internet and the World Wide Web.
So what do you think this is, a free ride?
It is.
That's exactly what that is. Okay, folks, welcome back. Net Talk Live. We're headed into the second hour. It kind of gets crazy in the second hour. No telling what's going to happen into the second hour. Anyway, that's live TV. That's kind of the way it goes.
It is. This is live. Did I say live television?
No, it's live.
Yeah. I want to welcome anybody who just tuned in, by the way, surfing by going, what the heck are they doing? Welcome to the show and join us, and you're going to learn something. We're going to have a great time together. And I got a cool website I want to show you guys. And if you're a brand new newbie or wannabe, you can't help but learn anything here, something about the internet and the World Wide Web.
That's kind of what we're doing. We're going to teaching people about the internet and the World Wide Web.
Right.
That's kind of the way it goes. And We have a lot of people joining us for the first time as we go nationwide on the show here, and they join in and kind of give us a call. The numbers to know are 214-787-1570. That's 214-787-1570. That's the local number to know. And, of course, the 800 line is 800-583-1570. You can follow along at our website, which is www.nettalklive.com. That's our website, or you can send us email at nettalk@nettalklive.com. I want to point out our website, though. I want to show you something about our website. If you were actually looking at our website at nettalklive.com and you go to www.nettalklive.com, let's kind of show folks our websites around here, guys. Anyway, if you go to our website, you'll see there are several different icons. That's what that's called, Laura, icons or words on there. I want to make sure that you take the time to enter for the free Pentium computers that we're giving away, because we're giving away 4 Pentium computers from Optimal Computers, and we're doing it one a week for 4 weeks. Hey, Mark, our web head, Mark Markham, just finished updating the site and stuff. Mark, why don't you tell us about the computers and stuff and what they're going to do when they click on that button, what happens?
Yeah, I got to tell you, we went to Optimal Computers, and they're going to be putting these computers together. They're Pentium computers. They're completely loaded. They've got, I think it's either 16 or 32 megs of RAM, 1.2 gig hard drives, color SVGA monitors, sound cards, stereo speakers, I mean, the whole 9 yards, all the software in the world you could ever need. They're really good systems. You know, one of the things that surprised me about these guys, Jovan, when I went down there and talked to them about it, was they don't just take components and put them together. They actually tested each system, each subcard, before they put them together and got the optimal computer put together. I was really, really impressed, and it's pretty hard to impress me with computers. It was a great deal. These things are easy. Click on the icon on our front page, on our web page, that says Win a Free Pentium Computer. Go there. There's some information there. If you're within the DFW listening area and viewing area, click on the link that says you're within there. And if you're outside, if you're just joining us for the first time nationally within the borders of the United States, why, click on that link and fill it out, and we'll put you in the drawing for the free computer.
Yeah, so Optimal Computers really built some sophisticated systems here for us, and you just can go to a website and do that, because the way Optimal has done it is they really, Laura, they went out and they found out what was the optimal computer.
It's hard to not say it.
Oh, what a surprise. Optimal found the optimal computer.
No,
Do we know an approximate value of this, by the way? I know you hate it when I ask detailed questions like that.
Yeah.
What is it? How much? How much?
I want to guess that they probably retail around $1,800, $2,000 a piece. They're really, really nice.
My goodness.
Yeah.
These are pretty serious.
This is not
really,
some
really nice.
$600 deal here.
No. You don't get these parts down at First Saturday or from your buddy next door.
Okay.
Not
These
at all.
are maxed out super surfing systems
Yes,
that are
they
great
are.
for people. If you're looking to upgrade or whatever, this is your chance to do it, because Optimal Computers really put together the optimal computer for us in this anyway.
Very
no joke
good.
anyway. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to the 800 line. Let's go to Tom in Buffalo, New York. You're tuning in on W58AV.
Hey, Tom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm actually from up there, by the way, outside of Rochester.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Great place.
Am I saying, would I be saying it right? Is it Lackawanna?
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 That's correct.
Lackawanna. That's the actual town.
It's got to be Indian. It's got to be Iroquois or something. Anyway.
You're right, it is.
I got it. See? You can tell I lived up there. Anyway, what can we do for you?
My question is, number one, what is a cookie? Number two, do I accept it?
Okay, good question.
We get this question all the time, Laura, and it as the internet evolves, we have to kind of explain this process, because it's one of the new phenomenons of the net that people are asking about.
Oh,
is
yeah,
it good?
what
Is it right? But what is a cookie? So let's go over to our very own webmaster, who also happens to be our web head, Mark. Let's explain for our viewers what a cookie is, and should they accept a cookie?
A cookie is like a receipt, and it's the easiest way to explain it. And to tell you the truth, we were doing this seminar last week, and Jovan gave the greatest analogy of what a cookie is. You know how, like, when you go to a travel agent and you tell them,
Mark, you're not supposed to tell them. I really know what the answer is. I'm supposed to throw it over to you, and you're supposed to tell the answer.
Well, it was really good. It was just impressive. I was stunned. I'm going to steal it, okay?
Okay.
It's kind of like a travel agent. When you go in and tell them what kind of seating you like, what kind of drinks you like, or what kind of food you like, or where you want to go, what time of day you like to fly, that kind of thing. Well, what a webmaster does is he pays attention to what you do within their website, and they give you a cookie. In other words, if you like frames or you don't like frames, or if you want the audio or you don't want the audio, or if you want the text version, or if you want all the graphics to go along with it. And what happens, once you've made those preferences, we write a cookie and we hand it to you and put it on your computer. Once you put it on your computer, when you come back to our website, we get to serve you the best website just like you want it. It's kind of like a Burger King of websites.
And to simplistically say, Javon.
There's another analogy, Mark. Very good.
Very good.
Travel agent, Burger King.
Very good.
We're just full of it.
Javon, I mean, actually, what is really happening if somebody they're not on the internet now, but they just got a computer and they're about to do it? How do they know what a cookie looks like?
Actually, what happens is when they go to a website, Laura, and they visit it, a little screen, is that the best way to describe it, Mark? A little screen pops up on your screen.
Right, it's just a message pop-up window.
Just a little message pop-up window, and it
says.
Normally, what does the text say, Mark, when you get a cookie?
It usually just says that this website is trying to put a cookie on your computer. Do you want to accept it or not? Now, this is the thing. Most websites, if you say no and don't want to accept it, that's okay. They'll let you in anyway. They just won't remember how you want it the next time.
Okay.
Most cookies are perfectly safe. I have yet to find, and I live on the internet. I spend 16 hours a day on it. I have yet to find an experience where somebody can prove that a cookie has done any damage whatsoever. There's all kinds of misinformation and rumors. They're just text files. They're stored right in your Windows directory in a file called cookies, amazingly enough.
And it actually makes it easier for you.
Yes, it does.
Makes it easier to surf. If you're going to go to a website and you're going to visit a website and you want to participate in it, go ahead and accept the cookie. It's real simple. That way the website knows you. It knows what you like. It knows what you look for, and it makes your surfing better.
Yeah.
Your web surfing better in that site and do it. So don't be afraid to accept a cookie.
I would even turn off that annoying little reminder, do you want to accept a cookie every time? That gets pretty annoying. And both browsers, under the advanced options, let you turn that off.
Oh, you can?
Yes,
So
you'll
you're just
never be warned by that
automatically.
again.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line one. Let's go to Jason in McKinney.
Hey, Jason.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. You got a question?
Yeah, I'm going to be buying a new computer, and I want to know if I should buy MMX and what it is.
MMX. and
MMX.
What it is.
That's another one of those catchwords that we get,
That's
Laura.
right.
People ask about that MMX technology. Well, Jason, we happen to have the king of MMX. One of the M stands for Matthews, I'm sure. So let's go over to Dave Matthews, our gadget guy.
King of MMX.
So what's MMX?
There he is.
You have to explain for Jason what's MMX, and does he need it when he gets a new computer? I mean, is he really going to have to require it? Should he get it?
What is it?
Let me tell you, Jovan. MMX stands for Multimedia Extensions.
Matthews, and more Matthews?
That's right.
Okay.
X's and X's. Okay. Okay. MMX Multimedia Extensions is what it originally stand for. Last I heard, it doesn't mean anything now, but they are trying to protect that trademark to not let other manufacturers call it MMX, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All these battles going around with different companies. I love it. MMX will let you watch video that used to be the size of a little postage stamp in full-blown, big screen, as big as your monitor will handle, and it'll make your audio sound better. It will allow your whole computer to run as a whole 10% faster than someone who doesn't have MMX.
So is this one of this new technologies that's really going to get the computer one step closer to becoming a true live television set?
That's right. It's just one more little piece of the puzzle to make it a multimedia interactive television style device.
Will y'all do me a favor? Will you just tell me when they finally reach the end of improving everything?
No way,
Laura, that's what's
I'm
not
gonna
gonna happen.
Let me tell you about this. I'm going to tell you. I was listening to
I'll
a.
just save up and wait, you know.
You can't.
Can I just keep my Macintosh? I'm sorry, Jovan. What were you going to say?
I was listening to a broadcast earlier today that was talking about what's really going on in this digital age and technology and stuff. Let's take a baseball game analogy. Ready for this? A baseball game analogy. Right now with AudioNet, like serves us over the net, they can mount sound programs or mics in like the corner of a boxing ring, and you can actually hear what goes on in the corner. Real live stream feed. You may or may not want to listen to that sometimes, depending upon if you're in the winning corner or not.
Whoa.
Now imagine this, folks. Ready? Baseball games are now going to have digital cameras mounted over or at, with long-distance lenses, every base in every spot. Now imagine that you are watching the game via your computer or even your TV. You will be able to basically switch your own game.
Switch your own game?
Switch
what
your
does
own
that
game.
mean in real life terms here?
Let's say you wanted to really see the runner. You know, you normally just to get to see who hit the ball and where the ball goes, and you're seeing a wide shot. But let's say you really just want to hang out around second base.
Okay.
You can literally tune in to second base.
Oh, wow.
And watch from second base.
So how are we going? When is this going to happen?
Well, a lot of the technology is coming about right now. They're doing it in sound. A lot of new stuff's coming up. But basically what you're going to see is you're going to see a merge in TV. It's going to go from synchronous society to asynchronous society. Synchronous society means right now when you want to watch your favorite show and you want to watch Baywatch, and you basically have to... Don't shake your head at me.
So
Dave Watch.
Date watch for Dave, Babe watch for us.
Right, well, I mean,
But anyway, you have to tune into the show at the time it comes on. That's your only choice. It's called synchronous. You have to synchronize your watch to it.
Right.
What's coming on in the future is called asynchronous, meaning through this digital revolution, you will do your own programming. You'll say when you want to see the show and when you want it to come in and what type of commercials you like. And if you don't like enchiladas and you hate Mexican food, your computer is not going to let you
I just
see
can't believe
a
it.
Mexican
Laura,
food
I can
commercial.
tell you when.
When?
Well, when 2 weeks ago, DVD, I talked about a new 5-inch media that lets you watch movies. DVD will first bring that to us in the fact that you can direct how you want your movie to end.
DVD.
Digital versatile disc.
Okay.
It's a new, it looks like a CD-ROM, but
That's right.
it lets you watch movies.
All right.
You'll be able to pick the ending of your movie or the beginning or which way the movie turns. Now, televisions will offer this probably around the year 2000, and this just in. All of our TVs are going to be obsolete in the year 2006, so don't buy a new TV yet.
Just hang on, because this is where the net's going. Anyway, speaking of where the net's going, let's go to our next call. Let's go to the 800 line. Let's go to Mike in Reno, Nevada, tuning in on K55DP.
Hey, Mike, welcome to the show. You're on Net Talk Live. Hey, Mike, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I've got a Windows 95 question.
Okay.
On configuring the login screen for the password. Every time I go to log in, I have to re-enter my password. Is there a way can you tell me how to configure it so it always remembers the password?
So I want to see if this has this right. Is this when you start up your computer, right?
Yeah. I go
Okay.
to my IP and then I click on it and it always says enter
your password every time. This is a real easy one. Let's go over to webhead Mark Markham, who deals with this Windows 95 stuff all the time. Mark, how would we answer Mike's question in Reno?
Mike, it's real easy. If you go to the Microsoft homepage, you'll find that there is a service pack that you can get from the support area. When you put that service pack on, you're also going to have to put on the password update. What it was in the initial release of Windows 95, there was a bug that, although it said save password, it didn't do it. It was very annoying. And they came out with a fix for it. It's a little patch you'll download and run it on your computer. It's absolutely free. It's a piece of cake. It takes about 5 minutes.
And can you also get that maybe at Windows, let's see, www.windows95.com?
No, you won't be able to get the service pack there. You have to go to Microsoft.com, and then you'll click on support. There's a link for support, and tell it you're using a Windows 95 machine. It'll list all the files, and it tells you what all they're for, the service pack and then the password update. And you're in.
And that'll take care of it, and you
Yes,
won't
it
have
will.
that bug problem because it's not saving anywhere. That would be very annoying, you know it?
It is.
You know, Laura, you think it's okay, and you start your computer, and this thing keeps on coming up, beating you in the
What's
face,
your
saying,
password?
re-enter your password, re-enter your
Well,
password?
yeah.
And it wouldn't save it. So, because you know you can save it, and then it'll just keep on going on its own. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to keep on re-entering. So
Yeah.
hopefully we solved this problem there. Anyway, folks, we're headed into this break. We're going to have some Mac stuff coming up. We're going to give you the Mac Minute when it's coming up. Laura's got a cool website coming up.
That's right.
Go call a friend, tell them to tune in, and if you haven't set your VCR to learn the stuff, set it, because there's some good stuff coming up, and we'll be right back after this very, very brief message.
They're sending in the troops, because the Dallas Stars are ready for battle. They're the firing squad. They'll shoot up anyone who gets in their way of capturing the Stanley Cup. Fox 4 Sports' Mike Ducey takes you to the icy trenches where the battle lines are drawn. Enter the combat zone as the Stars plan their strategic moves. Stars Special Season. Friday night at 7 on Hot TV 27, right before the Western Conference Showdown when the Dallas Stars melt the Colorado Avalanche.
What's hot tomorrow? On Hot TV 27. Tomorrow night at 7 on Poltergeist: The Legacy. An ancient evil force is unleashed upon mankind, and only a secret group called The Legacy can fight it. Don't turn out the lights. Tomorrow night at 7, watch Poltergeist: The Legacy. If it's hot, you've got to watch Hot TV 27 tomorrow night.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns.
Get up there.
The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I fell.
Area secured.
Remember 1974? On Friday nights, you were probably watching
This is Jim Rockford. At the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
The Rockford Files, with good old-fashioned fist fights, fast gas-guzzling cars, and even pay toilets. Well, the 70s may be over, but Rocky, Dennis, and Jim rock on.
Give me a dime. I'm going to crack you open like a piggy bank.
The Rockford Files are still hot, weeknights at 11:30 on Hot TV 27.
In an emergency, doctors you've never met will have only moments to make decisions about your care. They'll need information quickly, your conditions, allergies, medications, physician and family contacts. But you may be unconscious or in so much pain that you can't recall critical details, and the risk of complications can increase significantly. Medic Alert provides this information within seconds. Help us help you by wearing the Medic Alert emblem. Call now for free information.
Now is your chance to cheer on the Dallas Cowboys. Join the fun and excitement as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. America's sweethearts entertain U.S. troops overseas, appear on national television, and travel to exotic locations for photo shoots.
Good girl, a couple of them.
You'll build friendships to last a lifetime while cheering on the boys to a winning season. Auditions are April 19th. Call 556-9932 for more information on how to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
What you're looking at is Master Control. It's a little different here, but that's Master Control that controls all the camera. That's Kurt, right there, who is our director. That's Kurt, the man that switches all this to make it happen. And to his left there, that's MP. He is the assistant director that kind of rolls this in. Tell him hi. Well,
He's very cool.
He's a great guy. He's a great buddy. But anyway, if you haven't called in, take the time to give us a call. Write down the numbers, okay? Because kind of the way it happens is Sunday night we load up real quick. And I mean
with phone calls.
Real quick with phone calls. And so you kind of got to write it down. Our numbers are 214-787-1570. That's 214-787-1570. And our 800 number is 800-583-1570. And we encourage you, if you haven't called in or you're tuning in for the first time, hey, call and ask your questions, because it's not only relevant to you, it is relevant to tens of thousands of people all across the United States, just like you, that are having the same questions or same problem with the internet, and they want to kind of know what is going on.
That's right.
And how does this work? And it's really not that intimidating.
Well, no, Jovan, it is intimidating.
Okay, it's really, really very intimidating.
No, it really is. I mean, here, I'm a college-educated individual, you know, and I'm sitting around hanging out, what, a couple of years ago. Stop that. I hate that when you do that.
You don't like my, that's, you know what that is?
Don't even say
This is my waiter face.
Okay, you're going to offend. See, now you're going to offend some waiters. You got to talk, stop it.
No,
Now,
it's
stop.
specifically a waiter in Cedar Creek, Texas, by the way.
Quiet. Stop it, Jovan. Listen, seriously, at a party or whatever, and they start talking about all this stuff. I mean, if you really haven't been educated as to what it is, and you really felt like you were, you might have a PhD in, you know, behavioral psychology and not really be familiar with the net. And boy, oh boy, it just wipes you out. You know, it makes you feel kind of stupid. And it really, it's simple. It's just a new language. It has basic definitions. We even have some sites, if you go into some of my hot site archives, because I'm the newbie person around here, go check out some of the definition glossaries I've got on there. You know, I had one like 2 weeks ago, whatis.com.
Right, it's a good way.
Excellent site.
Good way to find out information on what some of these terminology that we talk about, so you kind of can be in the know and sound intelligent and figure out what's going on.
And you just have to do it. You know?
But that's really what we're here to do. Is we're here to just to make it as easy and as simple as possible for everyone, so they can learn about the net. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's go to line 2. Let's go to Wanda in Louisville.
Hey, Wanda, welcome to Net Talk Live tonight.
Well, thank you.
Hi.
I have a question.
All righty.
I can't seem to get connected, and I'm having a hard time staying connected when I get connected for any length of time, and it's only been going on for about a month.
Okay, in general. Okay.
So let me see if I have this right. When you try to connect to the net, Wanda, you're getting knocked off,
Right.
and you're not being able to stay on very long. How long have you been on the net now?
About a year.
About a year, and this has just popped its head up, right?
Right.
So let's go over to our gadget guy, who's really one of the guys that deals with these problems all the time. And Dave, can a lot of this be caused by, you know, we've had floods here. Can it be caused by bad weather as well?
Absolutely. Rain is notorious for what's corroding these telephone connections, and it could be out in your neighborhood, it could be on the side of your house. Fortunately for us, you can call your local telephone company, have them come out and do line checks on your telephone equipment, and they'll be able to tell you if the problem is outside of your house or inside your house. It could be also, you might have too many phones inside your house, or if you bought a new answering machine, it could be introducing noise. So it's something within your system that's relatively new. We have had a lot of water here, so I just had Bell come out and do a check on your line.
So other than that, she can check if she's put on a new answering machine or added new phones, unplug that, and then see if that happens and that knocks her off, right?
That could be something she could do inside, but I'd schedule a Bell service call because very few times is it an internal problem. Usually it's something outside.
Okay.
That's corroded.
Because computers have to talk to each other, and it has to be real clean, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dave, isn't there a way, I've heard before, there's a way to kind of check on your own inside your phone line, kind of do like a test of your own to see if you get noise on your line?
Yeah.
Do you know of such a thing?
Well, I've seen the little, from Radio Shack, the little plugs that you can plug into a phone jack, and they'll tell you if the wiring is the right polarity, what's called the positive and negative sides. But generally that won't show you noise. Noise testing is very, very expensive equipment, and the Bell companies all own it because this is what they do for a living.
So there we go. We see if there's just bad noise in line. Hopefully that'll take care of Wanda's issue. But there could be noise on the line.
Yeah, there could be.
And also I remind people, call waiting can knock you off. If you have call waiting or just got call waiting and you don't remember that, when somebody chimes into your phone call, it can knock you right off the line and you're off the net. So check in your phone book. You can actually look in your phone book, the first page, and it will tell you whether you're star 71 or star 69 or whatever the case may be. Whatever you do in your area to temporarily disable.
Yes, temporary.
Call waiting, you can temporarily disable it. It just, call waiting won't work while you're on the net, and that way you don't get bumped off. Anyway, let's go to our next call. Let's see. Let's go to line 3. Let's go to Mark in Euless.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to the show.
How are you guys doing?
Hey, Mark.
Good. First off, I want to say I love you guys' show.
Thank you.
Second off, my question is, I'm getting ready to build a new computer, and besides the modem, I'm trying to find out what the three best components I can put in it to speed up my internet access.
Okay. Good question.
That is.
Good question. So, most people want to upgrade, Laura. We found that 72% of our audience actually wants to upgrade or really needs to upgrade their computers.
To make their computer better, faster.
Fast, that's all it's about. Surfing fast, doing it fast, and serving up fast. So we're going to ask our two experts. So first, let's go to our gadget guy who's got this stuff growing out his ears besides his Metro Transit card I think he has behind his head there.
Where are they?
Is that your Metro card up over his shoulder? Was that from New York City?
Yeah, I made a nice little trip to see some friends in New York over the weekend. So much fun.
Okay, what would be your 3 things that you would get if you were upgrading your computer, Dave?
Okay.
What would you tell Mark to get, the 3 pieces of hardware?
All right, Mark, if you've been on the net for any amount of time, you're going to want to go ISDN. So if you can budget ISDN, do that. If not, get an MMX CPU, which will, like I talked about earlier, make all the multimedia run faster, and get a 3D video card, something that's, I think Diamond Technologies makes a really cool one right now, but an ATI Tech. 3D is where it's at. Get one of those.
So, Mark, what would you recommend as a webhead? What would you recommend if he was upgrading a system like he wants to do? What would be your 3 things he'd check into?
Number 1, without a doubt, RAM, and more RAM. All the RAM you could get.
What?
Number 2 would be RAM, memory.
Okay.
Random access memory. RAM.
Got it.
Memory. Lots of memory. It makes everything run so much faster. And a bigger hard disk. Lots of cache room, and lots of swap file access. That's kind of like extra place to write on the disk, but it makes it run a lot faster.
So they can actually double up their cache, right, Mark? It's where they store temporary pages, Laura. It comes in 256K cache. You can actually buy another cache. Is it called a chip, Mark? Is that what it's called? What would you call it?
Yeah, you can
cache
upgrade
memory.
your cache memory on your CPU, or with your disk drive, you can actually change the settings in your Windows 95 desktop. Dave pointed this out a few weeks ago and change it to a network server computer, and what it will do is change the way your swap file system works with Windows 95, and it makes it a lot faster.
Sounds like geek speak to me.
We'll have to clarify that, won't we?
Memory, more
that was
memory.
A geek question.
Yeah, memory, more memory, faster modems, and doubling their cache is the best way to do it, and you can really surf the net faster, because that's what it's about. It's surfing fast, seeing what you want to see. There's a lot of new technology. Just walk in and tell somebody, when you're getting that upgrade, I'm surfing the net, so max me out for the net. Anyway, we're coming back up to a long segment. It's segment 8. You're going to be with us for 14 minutes. We're going to show you some cool stuff. Call a friend, tell them to tune in, and we'll be right back after this very, very brief message.
Fort Worth? Wide open spaces.
Peace and quiet.
You said it.
It has a certain air of sophistication.
Think you know Fort Worth? Think again. Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival, April 10th through 13th. See you on the bricks.
Take a good look around. The city is alive. The energy is building. Nobody gets you closer. You're picking up speed. Today is faster than yesterday. Tomorrow is faster than today. Nobody gets you closer. It's a great place we live in. We're on top of it. Nobody gets you closer. Life's too short. Don't waste a minute. Time is precious on this ride we call life. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
If you have this on your current web browser, and if you want to fully experience all the internet has to offer,
and have the full power of sound, motion, and color of the World Wide Web,
then there is only one thing you should do. This.
Microsoft's Internet Explorer makes surfing the net, news groups, and email fun and easy.
Even for us newbies.
Internet Explorer has all the cool tools and features, and best of all,
it's absolutely free.
Get smart. Download Internet Explorer now.
From the other side of death,
It killed him in cold blood.
a hunger reaches back to devour life.
Something bad is going on in this hospital.
And only the legacy can hunt it.
The hungry one.
Evil speaks in many tongues. But the powers of good,
The demon will do everything it can to mislead you.
have a voice that won't be silenced on the next episode of Poltergeist: The Legacy.
Monday at 7 on Hot TV 27.
They're sending in the troops, because the Dallas Stars are ready for battle. They're the firing squad. They'll shoot up anyone who gets in their way of capturing the Stanley Cup. Fox 4 Sports' Mike Ducey takes you to the icy trenches where the battle lines are drawn. Enter the combat zone as the Stars plan their strategic moves. Stars Special Season. Friday night at 7 on Hot TV 27, right before the Western Conference Showdown when the Dallas Stars melt the Colorado Avalanche.
Dallas, Texas, broadcast worldwide. It's the world's first interactive triple cast. Watch on Hot TV KDFI Channel 27, the live broadcast from the studios of 570 KLIF Radio, and sent worldwide via AudioNet. It's Net Talk Live with your co-host, Laura Lewis. Gadget Guy, Dave Matthews. Webhead, Mark Markham. And your tour guide to the internet and host of Net Talk, Jovan. Net Talk Live is brought to you by Microsoft, developers of the world's leading computer software, including the internet's smartest web browser, Internet Explorer. Get smart. Download your free copy of Internet Explorer now. Communication Expo, your one-stop low-price communication superstore. Communication Expo, the first 20,000 square foot communication superstore. Visit us in North Dallas at Beltline and the Toll Road. Sponsored in part by CityView.com, your local information and entertainment source. Visit us on the World Wide Web at CityView.com. Follow along with the broadcast of Net Talk Live by going to our homepage at www.nettalklive.com. To send email during the show, address it to nettalk@nettalklive.com. So boot up your computer, grab your mouse, and join in the fun, learning about the internet and the World Wide Web.
All right.
You like that?
Moody Blues. I did a little recital thing of this when I was like 8.
Really?
That tells my age. When I was, stop it.
Stop it, Joe.
It was a dance teacher that used a lot of retro music, yeah.
Oh, retro music.
That's
okay.
it.
That's right. Well, you know, Since you only graduated high school 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, we're back into segment 8 with Net Talk Live. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, folks. What we're doing is teaching you everything you need to know about the Internet and the World Wide Web. We're a live show coming to you from Dallas, Texas, kind of having fun. The numbers to know where you can call in your questions, of course, are 214-787-1570 or 800-583-1570. You can send us email to nettalk@nettalklive.com because we have a website, and the website is nettalklive.com.
No spaces.
That's Jeff. You go back to that. That's Jeff Williams. He's our board op. He's the one that makes it happen. He's the one that talks. If you've been watching the show and following along, and we get these answers and we get this stuff that chime into our ear, that's the guy who's responsible for talking in our ears.
He's doing it now.
He's whispering in. He's whispering in my ear now. Well, I'll just repeat it. No, I'm only
a lot of
kidding.
people don't realize anchors and folks on television have little earpieces in there and they can't see it. So you can see ours.
And you're getting,
because we're on radio too.
Right, and you're getting talked to the whole time. They're giving you directions,
That's
telling you
right.
what to do. Quit picking your nose in the air, and different
Smile,
stuff like that.
that whatever.
Huh?
You stop being so crass. Anyway, what's in this segment? We got a lot of stuff in this segment. Oh gosh, Dean, take that camera away from him. I'm embarrassed.
He's following the comment.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that. Why?
Following the comment.
Could you tell because I have my black Nikes on?
I saw that.
You did.
At least we got you to take off the purple shroud before you went on the air.
Y'all are bad. bad.
Check his shirt pocket for a driver's license.
Anyway, the color of your jacket, by the way, tonight is burnt sand. That's compliments of Shane back there behind the scenes.
Burnt sand.
Like
folks, it's because
what's a guy going to call that color?
It's because I had a melon shirt last week. Anyway, let's take a call before we get into the debate of my burnt sand jacket or whatever. Let's go to
female side's coming out. Sorry.
Let's go to Orlando in Moorhead, Kentucky, tuning in on WO2BP. Hey, Orlando.
Hi, Orlando. Orlando, are you there?
He's on the 800 line. Orlando.
Orlando. I want to sing a.
I'm here.
Hi, Orlando. How you doing?
Fine. How are you doing?
Well, great. Thanks for calling us. You have a question?
Yes, I have a problem. My modem became disconnected on the inside of the computer.
Uh-huh.
I plugged it back in.
Hey, Orlando, do me a favor, buddy, will you? Turn your TV down for me.
You sound like you're in a dark, deep cavern.
It sounds cool, though.
Isn't that a cool kind of
reverb there?
It's
reverb.
I wish I could have that.
Okay, Orlando, so your modem...
It became disconnected on the inside.
Okay.
I plugged it back. I connected it back on the board.
Uh-huh.
And it's saying my configurations have changed. I turned this thing down already.
Okay, so you're saying your configurations have changed. That's an interesting one. Let's go over to our gadget guy. Gadget, what could be happening here? Because sometimes people knock over their computers, and Laura, these modems and stuff can come unhooked on the inside because they just slip in.
Okay.
So, Gadge, what do you think's up here? Is Orlando's modem trying to print now or something?
No, not that drastic. But Orlando, there's going to be a little bitty Phillips screw. You're going to want to make sure that modem's screwed in. What's happened is he's turned the computer off and on since the modem has been not necessarily removed, but not seen. And what Windows is doing is trying to say, hey, something's changed here. There wasn't a modem, now there is a modem. What you're going to need to do, Orlando, is find the disks that came with your modem and install the modem drivers for that. And once it sees the drivers, it's probably asking you to put in some factory diskettes, I'm imagining. Put those in, let it see the modem as it works now, and it should be up to par.
It'll basically kind of find itself, right, Dave?
That's right.
Once he puts those disks in, the computer itself, especially if he's using Windows 95, won't it locate it automatically?
No, not necessarily.
Oh,
it
really?
will if it's an older device, but some of the newer devices have new drivers that weren't included with Windows 95, which is now 2 years old. So I think this is what the case is. This might be something that you should take to a little local shop, have them screw the modem in tight, and help you out with the drivers, because this, if you're not a real power user, you might have some difficulty with this.
Did you catch that, Laura?
Screwdriver, Phillips. I don't know. It's loose. Got to make it, whatever. Okay.
Okay,
I was
just wondering if you're catching that one.
Sorry.
Anyway, folks, of course, one of the unique things you can do during our broadcast is you can chat back and forth with other people around the world on chat. And we do that. And when you do chat, you need a special piece of software to do that. So let's go over to what we call Chat Chick, affectionately and politically correct, of course.
Of course.
I just wanted it to rhyme. Chat Chick, that rhymes. I couldn't do Chat Kim. It just didn't quite work right.
I love my nickname. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, the best way to come chat with us, Jovan, is just to go to our website, www.nettalklive.com, and just scroll down and click on the Join Chat icon, and there you can download a couple of different programs. One is called MIRC, and the other is called Perch. And that's the best way that you can come start chatting with me on Sunday night.
And so those are the two software programs. If you're first time tuning into the broadcast, if you'll go back to our webpage and you look at that, there are two programs available that you can download right from our website. One is called MIRC, and the other is called Perch. And basically, it's not fish you use to talk over the internet. It's two very simple programs that if you click on there, it will download it to your computer, transfer it from our computers to your computers directly. And the one we kind of use here the most is Perch, P-I-R-C. So, Kim, thanks a lot. And
oh, you're welcome.
Of course, it's Kim you're going to be chatting with when you chat during the show. So, thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Pretty Kim. You look so pretty tonight.
Thanks, Laura. So do you.
We always girl talk, Anyway.
Girl talk,
we
girl
have
talk.
to amongst you men.
Okay, let's go back to our next call. Let's go to line 4 to Chad in Plano.
Hi, Chad. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing great.
Well, I have a question about Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Every once in a while I get a piece of mail that I have to update my antivirus software, and it tells me to FTP to that site to do it with. Now, I can type in the command in the URL box to FTP to, let's say, McAfee.com, and it asks me to put in a username and a password. Is there a way to do that on the command line?
Okay, this is a fairly technical question, folks, but I want to explain what's going on. When you hear the term URL, it stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Basically means, like when you see our www.whatever or Net Talk Live, that's basically a URL. It's a name on the net. So, Mark, did you catch that question? What does he really need to do here with his FTP, and can he write it into his command line? And you've got to explain it in real simple terms, please.
Yeah, what he wants to do with Internet Explorer is be able to get into an FTP site with his web browser instead of using an FTP program. With Internet Explorer, as far as I know yet, there isn't a way to put in a password or your login name and password to enter a secure FTP server. Now, it'll enter the anonymous FTP servers because all the anonymous ones use your email address as your password and the word anonymous as a login, and that's a real standard. What I would suggest doing is maybe going to like ipswitch.com and getting a copy of WSFTP Pro or WSFTP. They've got an LE edition out, I believe, that is free. You can use it. It's the quickest way. Actually, you get a faster transfer rate using an FTP program anyhow, especially like with McAfee. When I go to McAfee or one of the other places to update my drivers and files, I always use an FTP program. It's faster.
File transfer.
Yes.
Okay. A lot of that was just, you just lost me there. I started zoning out on all that lingo.
What he wants to do is use his browser to do a different function than what it was made to do.
All right.
Now, it can do it in some cases. When he wants to go to a secure FTP server, it can't do it. Now, Netscape can do that, but IE can't. And I'm not saying it can't. I'm not sure if it can or not, but I don't think it does.
So I'll shortcut this real quick here, and you can look right back. Ready for this? FTP is the whole premise here, and basically means there's a software program somewhere out on the net that he wants. And basically, it resides on a computer that's not his, that's maybe somewhere across the country or somewhere across the world. The way you get that program from the computer way across there to the computer at your home is FTP, File Transfer Protocol. Real simple. It's a software program that will move that big old program to your little bitty computer right in your home and make it work for you.
Why, thank you. Hooray.
Transfer Protocol. That's kind of what's going on.
I like that.
So, Laura, I know you've got a site for us. What kind of site do you have going on? It's like a... I
have time for that. I do have time for this. Jeff just said, okay, here we go. Shaping up for summer, whole theme. I'm a clinical nutritionist and also a fitness buff, and I want to get everybody around here and our viewers to get in shape for summer. So what we're going to do is I want you to go under Laura's Hot Picks, my favorite sites on our website, and go on Get Healthy for Life. Click on there, and this is what you're going to go to. This is a great guide. This is the doc of the future. This is Dr. Andrew Weil's homepage. And basically what it is you can go in here, Javon. It has all sorts of wonderful layers of questions and things like that, but I'll make it real simple. We can't explore everything right now. Let's go up to the left-hand side up there, you guys, an 8-week program, and let's click on that. Let's do an 8-week program. I'm going to get you healthy in 8 weeks with Dr. Weil. We're going to click on there.
Does it include smoking stogies?
Well, you know what? This is interesting. Is it going there, you guys? How come it's not moving there?
It's firing away.
Oh, I want it to move more quickly than that. Prefer smoking stogies? That's actually one of the questions that one of the people that were online, they posed this question to Dr. Andrew Weil. Here we go. Now, we need to go back to the computer because I need to do more with the computer there, guys. Now, click on box number 1 down there to the left, okay? Box number 1, that's my weeks. There's week 1 through 8. Click on the box number 1. And we're going to go to week 1, Jovan. And what it is on every single week for 8 weeks, and it's up on the 4th week. That's what it's highlighted there. We're going to go, and there's projects there. We don't need to really scroll down, but he starts telling what's some things you can do the first week to getting healthy, getting rid of any margarine. Click on diet and exercise there, Jeff. And by the way, this is a different Jeff than the guy that's running the board in there. And what it'll do is it'll give me some diet and recommendations and also some exercise. Eating fresh broccoli, eat some salmon. I want to get some increase my omega-3 fatty acids. Click on supplements there, okay? And it's going to go ahead and recommend some supplements. It says start taking vitamin C. Very simple, very succinct. And then, of course, it goes into the mental, spiritual aspect of it. You want to click on there, go ahead and do it if you want to see what it looks like. It talks about experiences of healing. Okay, so basically, Jovan, what it is, if you scroll through the rest of the site, and I'm done with it so you guys can take that down, is you actually have week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way through week 8, and it's an easy way to just say, hey, look, I want to get healthy. This is not specifically a low-fat site per se, but it's going to give you optimal suggestions of, because, you know, I'm right in there, organic food, good stuff, great things, and you can go ahead and get it through Dr. Andrew Weil, and he is the source. He's got a newsletter now, but hey, going online, and even a question about smoothies there, great, excellent questions.
You know what I liked about that? It was in all the key categories, nutrition and food, and your thinking.
Everything.
You know, it was a really very comprehensive site.
Did you like that?
And I would assume it would get better over the 8 weeks to get more detailed and give you a little greater steps.
It's not
Great
intimidating.
site.
Thank you very much.
Great site.
Thank you. I think
we got to give the challenge to somebody out there to go to this site, take a photo of yourself, do it for 8 weeks, send it back. We'll put you on the air and show how the net can make you slim, trim, and get dates. Anyway, we'll be right back for the last segment. We'll be right back right after this.
Dallas Stars hockey. Cold ice. Cool game. Hot TV 27.
Wednesday night at 7:30. It may be spring in Toronto, but it's leaf burning time in Dallas, and Madonna's got the lighter. Your Dallas Stars are ready for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Are you ready for Stars hockey?
Wednesday night at 7:30. It's Dallas Stars hockey. Cold ice. Cool game. Hot TV 27.
Want legal tips right now? Call the Hot TV 27 hotline at 299-3694. Have questions about family law or bankruptcy? Need answers about your job in the law or personal injury? Want information about criminal law? Call the Hot TV 27 hotline at 299-3694. The information you need when you want it.
I used to use Netscape. I now use Microsoft Internet Explorer.
I used to use Netscape, and I now use Microsoft Internet Explorer.
I switched to Internet Explorer because we put it to the test, and Internet Explorer is the better browser.
I switched to Internet Explorer because it's easier to use, has everything the other browser has, and it's free.
Absolutely free.
Is it time you switch?
It's easy.
Just go to this website
and click on this logo, and your computer does the rest.
Get smart. Get Internet Explorer.
Download it now. It's free.
To buzz.
If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?
And get new teeth. Or not to buzz.
So don't you buzz me.
That is the question.
What's the biggest lie you ever told a guy?
I'm going out with my friends.
Hi, I'm Andy Wood, host of Buzz, the game where fast-talking, quick-thinking singles get the date of their dream. So make a date with Buzz.
Weeknights at 11 on Hot TV 27.
What could this FedEx cargo handler, this police sergeant, this Brooklyn bus driver, this postal worker, this taco server, and this flight attendant all possibly have in common?
I want to feel foxy, you know,
All right.
Inside this uniform, there is a female.
It's
hard for me to have a makeover.
Watch what happens when these ladies shed their stuffy uniforms in favor of stylish new looks. Women in uniform made over. Next to Geraldo Rivera.
Monday at 1 on Hot TV 27.
Take a good look around. Do you feel the attitude? Do you sense the power? It's a new Texas we live in. Evolving, progressing, even surprising. Nobody Nobody gets you closer to this ride called life. Closer to what's really going on. Nobody gets you closer than Fox 4 News. Nobody.
Right?
I don't know.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah. Or is it John Mellencamp now, right? Or John Cougar?
I don't know. Is it John? No, it was John Cougar.
Yeah.
And now it's John Cougar Mellencamp.
No, then, did he switch it?
Yeah, John Mellencamp.
Okay.
Because that's his real name.
Right, took out the Cougar.
Where's he from?
I don't know.
Indiana.
I don't know.
He's a Whoozah.
You're a fan of his, right?
I love
you
his
like
music.
him.
I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think he's really cool.
I
Anyway,
like
let's.
Peter Gabriel. Can't get me away from that.
Okay. That's
I'm
not
a little bit. No, I
that's
like
not the
Paula
only one you like.
Cole and
Don't you have a Paula Cole bag?
Will you stop that? What are you talking about? Let's go on with the show, everybody.
That's Kenneth
What's
Cole.
next? What?
Kenneth Cole.
Oh yes.
Come on, I threw you a funny line and you butchered it.
I know
and
I
just
blew
let
it. I know.
go.
Anyway, it's late.
Let's go to our call. Let's go to Randy on line 1 in Fort Worth.
Hi, Randy. Welcome to the show. You're on Net Talk Live.
Thanks a lot.
Hey.
I love you guys' show.
Thank you.
My question is, several times tonight you've talked about cache. I want to know what it is, what it does, how it relates to the net.
I'm so glad you asked that.
You know, a lot of people, you hear a term like that, and we got to clearly define it, I guess we should say, as I stumble.
C-A-C-H-E, cache.
C-A-S-H-E or C-A-C-H-E, cache?
C-A-C-H-E.
Really? C-A-C-H-E is cache. So let's go over to our cache man himself, the man that's just loaded with cache. Mark Markham, our web guy, is going to explain what cache is real quick.
I wish. Now, cache is just a temporary holding facility. That's all. In its simplest form, it's just a temporary holding facility. Whether it's cache for your on the internet with your browser, it just means that when you go to a website, it's going to store a copy of it locally in cache. So when you go to it next time, guess what? It comes up faster because it's going to pull up the copy from cache. It just temporarily holds it.
And also, by the way, Mark, is it true if they went to a site and the link was broken and it goes into cache? Look at my hair sticking up. Sorry, you guys. I can see it on the monitor. Sorry. I got my little horn sticking up there. I'm sorry.
Hair
Listen,
cache.
Jovan, what is it true, or Mark or whatever? I mean, if I go to it and it's broken, then you go and back again, what happens? Does it automatically go to the broken site again? It says sorry, or does it? I don't know. I'm a little confused about that.
Well, no, it will update if the site has changed, and there's some key things that it looks for. If the site has changed, or if it can't make the connection to it, it'll pull up your version from cache if you have it, or if you've lost your connection and you still want to go to the site. If it has any cache, you can pull it up from your cache directory. If the site has been altered, it will automatically bring up the new site and update your site.
Okay.
Yeah, your
So this
cache
is just
version.
kind of like, basically, it's memory chips that fit in your computer called cache. Am I right, Mark?
That's one form.
And that's one form of cache, and then another's on your hard drive.
That's
and
right.
it temporarily stores these pages down, so it makes them quicker to access the next time around.
That's right.
And you can clear it out or expand it anytime you want.
That's right.
Do I have it right?
Piece of cake.
Good. Well, I learned that one well. Anyway, as we're going on for time here, let's go over to our Mac men. Let's go to Luis and Mac for our Mac Minutes. Luis, how's it going over there?
It's going pretty good by here.
What do you have for us today?
Well, it's a problem that I don't face because I got a 19-inch monitor, and I know you don't because you got a 21-inch monitor. But the other people that have
Why,
14
thank
inch
you.
Well, you're welcome. But people that have smaller monitors usually get cluttered with a lot of windows open and things like that. So, for example, I am on my computer here, and I am browsing, checking out what Laura's next Macintosh is going to be. This 300 megahertz Macintosh.
Okay.
But anyway.
Show me the picture. Okay.
As we move on, so we get to the next call, what do we have?
So if I want to go to another window, if I want to hide them, I can just double-click on the title bar, and that window gets hidden, and I can go look at the web page and bring that window up. This is done via something called Window Shade, and this comes with the system. You just got to go to the control panels, open the control panels, and open up your Window Shade. Here you can tell it to do it in 2 clicks, 3 clicks, or with a modifier key. And what it does is every time you double-click the title bar, it shrinks that window, and then you can just keep navigating around and just unclutter your desktop.
That's pretty good. So you keep a lot of them open and you keep doing it.
That's right. They don't get in the way.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. That's a real good tip there for our Mac users. Thank you, sir. Anyway, let's go to our last call of the night. Let's go to the 800 line. Let's go to Bob in Sun Valley, Nevada, tuning in on K55DP.
Hi, Bob. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
You got a question?
Yeah, I sure do. I've heard a lot of people talking about this, the backbone, the World Wide Web.
backbone, and there's 2 of them. Can you give me more information about those and how they work?
Okay.
That's a combination of a lot of questions there, or terms there. Let's go over to our gadget guy. Dave, how would we answer this real quick for Bob here? What's a backbone? And he's talking about 2, but there's not 2. There's a lot more than that, right?
Well, there's 2 main ones. There's Internet 1, which is consisted of Sprint, MCI, UUNet, all the big telephone companies, MFS. Internet 2 is this new high-speed one that they're using to connect several key, I think it's 6 or 8 universities together. And this is the internet that's going to take multimedia by storm. So that's probably what he's referring to. Internet 2 is a hybrid form. It's not available for general public yet. They're trying to figure out all the little bugs and nitpicky stuff with it, but it will be the future.
And explain what a backbone is to the people who haven't heard that term before there, Dave. What's a backbone?
A backbone is basically, it's a high-capacity data line that connects all the internet points across the country. If you look at the map of the United States, there would be crisscross, tons and tons of these lines that connect each other, and that is the backbone. These are very, very fast. They're much, much faster than the modems you use to get on the internet, and they're up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to allow you to get internet connectivity.
So it's the backbone because it's the strength of the body of the internet.
That's right.
Very good. So, Mark, great show, my friend. Here's another one comes to a close until next week.
Hey, great show, you guys. Don't forget, go register for your free penny computer. Get in there and get that thing.
Yeah, make sure you go to our website and register for the Optimal computers that we're giving away, because Optimal has built us some fantastic computers. We're giving away 1 a week for 4 weeks, so make sure you do that. Gadget Guy, as you make it in by the skin of your teeth from New York to join the show.
That's right.
Great show.
I was up promoting our New York affiliates. Hi to all the new viewers. Tell your friends about us. We've got a fun show here. We bring computers down to earth, which we're so far out, I don't know how that's possible.
And Laura, again, great sites, great stuff.
Thank you. And I love that line, bring it down to earth. I love it. And the best thing you guys can do for us is to tell your friends about our show. It's the best thing you can do because we love you.
Well, there you go, folks. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to our new viewers. Hey, we'll see you next Sunday, same time. Check out our website at nettalklive.com. Enter for those Pentium computers. Send us your email. Tell us what you think. Tell your friends. And don't forget, next week, set a VCR so you can tape the show. Go back and learn the slow way. We love you, and we will see you next week, same time.
This has been Net Talk Live. Net Talk Live is a presentation of AudioNet, the broadcast network on the internet. 570 KLIF, home of the Talk Team, and Hot TV KDFI, Channel 27. Net Talk Live is brought to you by Microsoft, developers of the world's leading computer software, including the Internet's smartest web browser, Internet Explorer. Get smart. Download your free copy of Internet Explorer now. Communication Expo, your one-stop low-price communications superstore. Sponsored in part by cityview.com, your local information and entertainment source. If you'd like to become a sponsor of Net Talk or have your website or computer product shown on the air, just give us a call. This is Net Talk, the world's first triple cast. Net Talk is everything you need to know about the internet and how to use it. Tell your friends about Net Talk, and we'll see you again next week. Net Talk Live is owned and produced by